A 23-year-old British woman was fatally shot by her father in Texas last year, following a heated argument about U.S. politics. An inquest in the United Kingdom has heard. The case has drawn attention on both sides of the Atlantic due to the tragic circumstances surrounding the death and differing legal conclusions reached in the US and UK investigations. Lucy Catherine Harrison, originally from Warrington in Carrick, England, was visiting her father, Chris Harrison, at his home in Prosper, a suburb of Dallas, on January 10, 2025, when the shooting occurred. According to testimony heard at Cheshire Coroner's Court in Warrington, Ms. Harrison and her father engaged in a big argument earlier that day about President Donald Trump and her discomfort with firearms. Her boyfriend, Sam Littler, who was with her during the visit, told the inquest that the dispute escalated when Harrison asked her father how he would feel if she was the girl in that situation and I'd been sexually assaulted. He said the exchange left her visibly upset. Later that afternoon, just before Harrison and Littler were due to return to the UK, Chris Harrison reportedly took his daughter by the hand and led her to a bedroom where he kept a Glock handgun. Shortly afterward, a gunshot was heard. Emergency responders found Lucy Harrison with a fatal gunshot wound to the chest. She was later pronounced dead at a local hospital. Chris Harrison maintained that the firearm discharged accidentally while he was showing the weapon to his daughter. He said they had been watching a television segment and he wanted to demonstrate the gun, though he denied any previous discussions about firearms with her that day. In the United States, a Collin County grand jury in Texas reviewed the incident and declined to indict Chris Harrison, concluding that the evidence did not meet the threshold for criminal charges. Local authorities initially classified the incident as negligent manslaughter but did not pursue prosecution. However, the British coroner's inquest reached a different conclusion. Senior coroner Jacqueline Devonish ruled that Lucy Harrison's death was an unlawful killing, finding that her father had pointed the gun at her chest and pulled the trigger, actions described by the inquest as grossly negligent. The coroner also heard evidence that Chris Harrison had relapsed into alcoholism on the day of the shooting, despite prior treatment. Friends and family described Lucy Harrison as someone who was often uneasy around firearms and emotionally close to her loved ones. Witness testimony indicated that she had expressed anxiety about being in her father's household prior to the fatal incident. Chris Harrison expressed remorse over his daughter's death in statements, saying the weight of the loss is something he carries daily. The coroner's verdict, while non-binding in U.S. law, provided a formal determination for the family and underscored the tragic failure of communication and safety practices on the day of the shooting.